Hey guys, welcome back to Curly Walking. It's me, Ellie, again, and I find myself doing some errands over here at Sambil Mall, which is one of the biggest malls here in Santo Domingo, and I just wanted to get something off my chest, okay? So I'm gonna make this video about something that has gone viral recently here in the Dominican Republic, and it's a little troubling, so I'm gonna talk about it because I think it's important for all of us to have a little bit of knowledge about the topic and to understand what is going on here in the country. So recently, some Dominican videos have gone viral regarding some Dominican people that have gone illegally over to New York. So when they get to New York illegally, they send these videos out to their family members saying, okay guys, sell everything. This is the best thing ever. I'm here in New York and look at the snow and look how wonderful this all is.
Buenos días a todos mis seguidores y seguidoras. Bendiciones para todos. New York es la vuelta. Vendan todo. Vendan todo. Te lo dice el motoconcho que llegó. Atención tú que vive hablando. Tú Raquel que desde que vi un video me lo manda. Yo estoy en New York. La depresión te está matando en Santo Domingo. En vez de tú estar buscando mensajitos, videitos de un grupo de frustrados, de locos que ahora son asesores migratorios que no saben nada de migración ni de los Estados Unidos, para troncharle los caminos y los sueños, matarle las expectativas y las esperanzas a algunos dominicanos que quedan allí que no han podido hacer su vuelta. Ustedes están faos. Márquense la lengua, que la envidia está matando más que el propio corazón. Mi gente, esto es real. Voy a comer pavo, como todo un norteamericano yo, a celebrar el Día de Acción de Gracias aquí. New York es la vuelta. Tengan fe, vendan todo. Se lo dice el motoconcho que llegó. No se dejen embaucar de todos estos asesores migratorios que saben de migración lo que yo sé de mi carga. Dios le bendiga a todos mis seguidores. Vendan todo.
And so people have been encouraged to go out, sell everything they have here in the Dominican Republic, head out to another country and try to cross the border illegally. Now I'm going to explain exactly how they're doing so. So you remember historically how people used to leave the Dominican Republic in small little boats called jolas in Spanish, or at least that was what we called them. They used to leave the east coast of the Dominican Republic and head over illegally to Puerto Rico. Well, that's a thing of the past because now the viral thing is to head over to Central America and walk over to Mexico, and from Mexico cross the border illegally to the United States. And how did Dominicans start doing this, you ask? Well, let me give you a little bit of history. In previous years, we had a Minister of Foreign Affairs who was very focused on making the Dominican passport stronger. And he did this by making diplomatic ties with certain countries that allowed Dominicans to have a free entrance to this country without the need of a visa. So basically, they suppressed visa requirements for a few different countries. This means that after signing these agreements, Dominicans can enter places like Colombia and Guatemala without requirement of visa. After this was done, a lot of Dominicans are heading over to Colombia as tourists, and they're enjoying the country. They particularly like the culture and they want to get to know this new land. So a lot of them are heading over to Colombia to visit, obviously, legally, but they don't need a visa, so it's a relatively inexpensive country to travel to. Other Dominicans, however, are taking advantage of this suppression of visas to travel to Colombia and to Guatemala in order to head over to Mexico by land and illegally cross the border to the United States through Mexico. What's highly interesting to me is that these trips are highly expensive. I mean, these people have to come up with tens of thousands of dollars just to go illegally to the United States. And as much as I'm trying not to delegitimize the reasons that these people have for leaving the country and going illegally to the US, I really wonder how they came up with these tens of thousands of US dollars just to go on a trip to make it illegally to the United States. If you ask me, anyone who has the ability to come up with tens of thousands of dollars, even if it's in debt, they can maybe probably start a business here in the DR. I guess the mentality of the average Dominican is that they'll be able to meet their goals faster or, you know, easier if they just go illegally to the United States. The thing that they don't know is specifically about this new way of heading over there is the fact that they're risking their lives literally in order to head over there. That trip through Guatemala and Central America is highly, highly dangerous. Not only do they have to travel in inhumane conditions, they have to walk a lot, but they also have to cross a river in which people have literally died.
El 9 de diciembre a la 1 de la mañana yo recibí una llamada de México, ¿verdad? Del Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores. En ese momento yo fungía como viceministro aquí en República Dominicana y el Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores de México me deja saber que ha aparecido el pasaporte de un dominicano en medio de un accidente que puede haber cobrado la vida de alrededor de 60 personas. Pasan 15 días y ya habían entonces 7 muertos y finalmente se confirma que 11 dominicanos perdieron la vida. Perdieron la vida en un accidente estando dentro de un camión que llevaba a alrededor de 100 personas completamente hacinados. Había personas ahí de 18 años, había personas de 40 años y demás. Sin embargo, lamentablemente aquí estamos en diciembre, un año después, y yo quisiera, de verdad que quisiera decir que estamos en una situación mejor en ese sentido, pero lamentablemente estamos peor y lo estamos viendo a través de las redes sociales con una cantidad de personas ofreciendo un paraíso terrenal que no es más que un infierno.
Also, I want to remind you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and of course hit that like button if you like these type of videos. I know that the US is a great country with lots of opportunities where people follow the law, and there are a lot more social benefits to living in a place like the United States versus the Dominican Republic, which still is a country in development. However, I want to make a shout out and a call to anyone who is trying to cross the border illegally or go to the United States by any illegal means whatsoever. Please think twice before you leave your family, you leave all your things behind, you leave all your loved ones behind to try to do something that can basically cost you your life. Also, all of those Dominicans that are doing illegal things to get to the US are making it difficult for the rest of us to uphold the Dominican passport. What I mean by this is that if Guatemala keeps seeing that Dominicans are heading over there just to cross the border to Mexico, they might be inclined to close down the deal they made with the Dominican Republic, and all of a sudden our passport loses its power because they might just decide to require visas for Dominicans to go in. And I don't know if you guys realize, but this has dire consequences on the rest of us Dominicans when we request visas to any other country in the world. I mean, the Dominicans that are getting famous or viral heading illegally to another country can basically make it harder for all of us. When other governments see an illegal pattern of behavior when other Dominicans use their passports, they may be less inclined to give us or grant us visas to their country because they might think, obviously, we're gonna go there illegally as well. Another aspect that a lot of Dominicans might not know about is the fact that when they get to the United States, they're going to have to work their butts off. I mean, a lot of you watching me are from the US. You can comment down below and let me know. So it's not an easy path to life. It's not like something that you're just gonna go and get rich all of a sudden. A lot of Dominican Americans have to work 2 and 3 jobs just to pay rent and put food in their mouths. So I think a lot of Dominicans that are thinking of migrating illegally are not realizing how hard they have to work, or they're gonna have to work to just get through life in the United States. I mean, it's not like an easy breezy pass, you know? So in conclusion, no, I don't agree with illegal migration in any case. I don't believe any country's laws should be violated, and it gives the Dominican Republic as a whole a bad name internationally. And yes, I do acknowledge that there are dire situations in which anyone would need to head out of their country and their homeland to find better opportunities of a better life, such as the Cuban people, for example. And I do appreciate when larger, richer countries, powerful countries, such as the US, put in place policies to give asylum to these type of folks. That's a lot different than the Dominican situation, because as far as I know, and you guys can correct me in the comments, the US does not give asylum to Dominicans for humanitarian reasons, because there's not a humanitarian crisis going on here in the country.
Esas personas que estamos entrando desde República Dominicana en busca de ese sueño, en busca de esa vuelta, nunca en su vida van a hacer papeles de manera legal. Porque a la hora de ir ante el juez, ¿cómo ellos van a justificar que en República Dominicana necesitamos un asilo? Aquí no hay nada, señores, por lo que nos puedan dar el asilo.
So I don't know, what do you guys think about all this? Do you guys agree with Dominicans that are heading over to the United States through Guatemala? Have you guys heard about this new way of getting there? Do you think that other Dominicans in the US should be encouraging Dominicans here in the homeland to sell all their things and head over to the US? I want to know all your comments down below. Alright you guys, I think I got everything off my chest. I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, follow me on Instagram, do all the things. And this is me signing out. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.